Hi everybody, I want to take our XLOOKUP feature one more step. So we've done it with some individual cells, looking at how to use that function, but really I would like to be able to employ that function and make my life easier here, right? I don't really want to do it over and over again for each of these values, but I'd like to know that if my rating is poor, average, good, etc. So I'm going to start with the XLOOKUP function here. And I'm going to just do one row to start. So I'm going to look at the 0.29. And my lookup array, so I am going to go to another sheet here. So if I go to my other page that has lookup tables, I would find those values here. Then I hit a comma. And then for my output, right, for my return values, it would be this one here. Now, the next thing you do enter is if you want anything to be written in if something is not found. So I'm just going to have it be a blank. So I'm going to put quotes, space, quotes. So that will just kind of put in a blank space there. And then again, a comma, and you have to tell it which kind of match you want, right? So I want to do -1 because I want an exact match or the next smaller item. Remember, for the scale, we have our lower bounds here. So I would like it to flag that instead. So I'm going to type in -1, close that parentheses, and hit enter. And you'll see that it kind of started to fill in, but then something went wrong here. And I'll show you what my problem is. I would love to drag this down. And you're seeing that it's not working. So there's an error here, and I'll show you what the error is. And that's because when I'm looking at my formula here, I did not fix my values on the other table. Remember, when we drag and drop, everything kind of moves down together. So as I'm going through, these values are also moving down on my other table, which is incorrect. So I do want to fix these here. So I'm going to go ahead and fix my information on that lookup table, right? So my initial categories and ranges, and then whatever I'm using for my returns, I'm going to fix those. And now you'll see the whole thing fills in. So this is really the point of it, is not to look up individual values. Like, I can look up individual values one at a time. It's not a big deal. But I don't really want to do an entire worksheet, right? These have, what, almost 800 rows on here. So I do not want to do 800 of them by myself. So I'm able to use that XLOOKUP feature here as well. And notice how I was able to have my table on a different page, and it still is able to transfer that in from sheet to sheet. The only thing here is you want to be careful, because for my lookup piece, that table of ranges and outputs, right, the poor, average, good, etc., are fixed. So that was the key here that I was missing, is that I was trying to get the whole thing populate, but it wasn't working because I forgot to fix my table. And that was important here because, you know, with 800 rows almost, it's not going to populate the right way unless I fix the other data to say, hey, we're always using the same table values. So that's just a nice little tip that you can use there to really make XLOOKUP or VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, for instance, more helpful, right? It's not really just for one cell. It's for something like this, where it's going to populate almost 800 cells for me really quickly, which is nice.